The little weekend sideways range is coming to an end. Therefore, we need to know what we're looking for this week, what we're going to be trading this week, and what we're going to be hoping the price of Bitcoin is going to be doing. So, quick recap. What are we looking for? Let me just give you the answer straight off. Well, I'm going to trace a really simple Fibonacci from this whole push down that we had. The 0.5 level, roughly 70,000 US dollars is where I'm going to be looking for Bitcoin. Ideally above this high, just to grab some liquidity. And then from this area is where I'm going to be looking for a short. Okay, just when we turn on our indicators, I'll give you even more reason of why this area. Okay, but just for now, just so that you can understand, this is what my main goal is this week. Therefore, if this is what I think is going to be happening, I'm going to give you 1, 2, and potentially 3 areas where the price should get a bounce up. Okay, I'm going to tell you why, how, when, and who. Let's drop down to the 15-minute time frame. As we all know, during the weekend, Bitcoin, what it usually does, well, Bitcoin and most cryptos, they don't really move. They don't really do much because there isn't much trading volume. We've been having the little range, okay, like we have most of the weekends. Not last weekend. Last weekend we actually had some movement, but now it's been fairly simple. Most weekends, like I said, it's quite easy to trade on the 15-minute time frame, maybe even on the 5-minute time frame. A bit of a higher leverage and just basically doing this long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, okay? Until it is broken roughly on the Sunday afternoon when the Asian markets open up, okay? Now, like I mentioned in my course, which I have posted completely for free on this YouTube channel, what happens in sideways ranges? Well, that there's people that hope, for this to be going up. So what is it that they do? No, that's not what I want to do. They basically go long and they place their stop losses just below the recent lows. And then we also get people that think that this is going to come crashing down. They place their stop loss just above the recent highs, but they take profits like this. Okay. Now, what's the problem with this? That liquidity gets created. So right now we've got liquidity here and we've got liquidity here. Okay. Let's do a really quick liquidity comparison. Let's go up to the 1 hourly time frame. We've got significantly more liquidity on the top side. Okay, why? Because we've got this short-term liquidity that was created here from this little range. We've got liquidity from this recent high. We've got liquidity here and all of this stuff there. So we've got a lot more pain. There's a lot more that can be grabbed from this top side rather than this little bottom side that has been created there. Okay, therefore, what's my humble point of view? What do I think would be more normal for the price of Bitcoin to do as soon as the Asian markets open up? Go and grab some liquidity from around this area and then get the push up. Therefore, like I told you, I was going to give you 3 areas in which you could potentially trade. Let me just delete this and let me delete this as well. We've got a 15-minute fair value gap right there, which is what I'm drawing out for you. 1 hourly fair value gap and a 4 hourly fair value gap. They're all sitting in the exact same area. Therefore, Bitcoin has 3 scenarios right now. The first one is using this launch pad like we have been using this whole weekend. As soon as the Asian markets open, this just goes straight up. Fine. That's number 1. Number 2, it could be, let's just trace a Fibonacci retracement from this push up that we've had. This area would then be my next one between the 0.5 and the 0.618. It was some sort of support, resistance. So it's sort of an area of interest. Okay. Now, like I told you, also this would be just to grab this liquidity. So this is where the really key point is, where is really going to make a difference. One thing is going down, grabbing some liquidity and then getting a push up. That would be great. Now, if the price of Bitcoin comes crashing down to this area, and then we start consolidating, wasting time here, that's not good news, because that's not what grabbing liquidity looks like. If the price of Bitcoin starts doing this, okay, and we don't get an immediate push back up, we would be doing the exact same thing that we've been studying in the price of Bitcoin. This is a distribution range. If we start wasting time here, wasting time, any pushes back up to the resistance level would be a place for me to look for a short. Okay, that is only, and I would only do this if I see that the price is coming down and is coming down and is not reacting, is not doing what it should. Okay, if this scenario happens, I go back up to the resistance, I look for a short. Okay, ideally, like I just told you, I just want to make sure I say it in detail as many times as possible. We get a push down and then a reaction back up, like we had right here, like there. That's what we want us to see. Okay, next, where this is first area is there for us to look for a long, the second area is there to look for a long. Then this one's a bit more risky. Let's trace another Fibonacci retracement, okay, from this whole push up. I'm going to be paying attention to the 0.5 level. Why is that? Because we had an accumulation range right there, okay? This was the top side of the range, which was obviously quite a big resistance right there. Resistance, which turned into a support, support, support. We have obviously got some liquidity just below there. Therefore, if this area gets lost, fine, okay, that's all right. I would be fine with the price coming down to this area, and then here I would start looking for a long position. Okay, let me just turn on my indicators now just to make it all a bit easier. Please do remember you have access to these completely for free. In the descriptions box, there's a link that takes you to our Telegram, in which you can get access to these into your trading view really quickly and free. Just send a message to our support team and tell them you want access to them. Okay, now, like I was telling you, with our indicators, we can also see how not only is this a Fibonacci level, it's also an order block level. Therefore, this area, if we make it there, slight deviation from this range in which we have been in, would be to grab some liquidity. I would be expecting an aggressive move back up. Then I would be really happy to be inside a long position. If we start wasting time, would close my long position because I wouldn't have any more faith in it. Additionally, like I've mentioned in my course as well, the one that you have got on my YouTube channel, you should react to an order block in a quick way. You see an order block, you react quick. You don't like this, okay? We had an order block created there, which you can see. We come down, quick reaction out, quick reaction out. We do not want to spend time inside an order block. That's usually not a really big sign of strength, okay? Therefore, first area here, second area on this order block, third area, Fibonacci retracement on the 0.5 level, where we have got the top side of this accumulation range, resistance turned into a support, grabbing some of this liquidity, and like you can also see, it's an order block and it's also a fair value gap. Okay, therefore there's just a few things in this whole area where I would like to look for a long. If we go deeper, then things are not looking as pretty, things are not looking as good, okay? I personally think you might argue, okay, what if we go down to all the way here? It's a bit far away. At least at the point in which we are now, it's looking a bit far away. I don't see it very likely that right now we would see Bitcoin get a 6, nearly 7% crash. I don't see it very likely. Can we get a 7% crash? Absolutely, because we are trading cryptos. Would it be the most bullish thing? I wouldn't be so happy to look for a long from this low down. Okay, I might potentially try it with a bit of a tighter stop loss, and I would try it with potentially not as much money as I would try it as the one here, or even as the one here. Okay, that's basically my plan. And yeah, so that's what I'm waiting for Bitcoin. If we just look on the bigger time frames, okay, let me actually turn on the smart oscillator as well. Let's go on the daily time frame. Actually, like I was telling you, I am waiting for Bitcoin around this area, which is the 0.5 level of this whole Fibonacci phase. 0.5 level, which is also just above this high where we have got the smart trend coming along there around this area. As you can see, we've also got a daily fair value gap. And then I know some of you might be saying, yeah, but you're overbought. This can go down. We should get a push down now. Yes, okay. But I'm also going to say to you, we were overbought here, and we kept on pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. We were oscillating, going up, down, up, down, up, down, and the price just kept on pushing up and up and up. Okay, so it's not just because simply I'm overbought, that's it. I need to look for a short position and close my eyes. No, I want to look at the market structure. I want to look at what is going on. I want to look at things like liquidity. I want to look at all of these things. Okay. Additionally, just to add the cherry on top, just to make my analysis even better, even more precise, let's have a look. Okay, this yellow line, I know it's a bunch of lines here on my screen, please bear with me. What have we got here? We've got the point of control. It's this yellow line. What is this yellow line going to symbolize? It's going to symbolize the area of highest transactional volume. Okay, what does this mean? This means that it's going to act as a really big price magnet. This price magnet is above where the current price is. Like I told you, it would also very much make sense for us to go above this recent high, grab some liquidity. Go above this recent high, grab some liquidity. When we were exactly at this area, exactly on the 15th of June, I was making my daily market reading, and I was saying we have got a daily fair value gap. I think the price of Bitcoin is going to touch this fair value gap, and then we're going to get a push down. I didn't get put inside my short position. I didn't enter my short position because I was waiting for this contact to the fair value gap, which we never got. Okay, if I zoom in a lot more, you can see we never touched this fair value gap. Therefore, what does this mean? This means we could go above this high, grab liquidity, go into the area of highest transactional volume. It would make sense. It would also make sense for us to go inside this fair value gap, which is like a vacuum as well for volume. It's an area of interest, and as well, just to make me even happier, hit a fairly relevant Fibonacci retracement level. Okay, that's basically it. That's what I'm waiting. That's what I'm hoping the price is gonna do. That's what my indicators are saying. That's what my 5-year strategy is basically saying. That's what my analysis is based on. Am I a wizard? No. Am I magic? No. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just a trader. Okay, so that's basically it. From here, yes, I would be looking for short positions going below this level, going potentially even lower, down to 55, 56k, okay, around this area. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this market reading interesting, and I also hope you can leave me a like and a comment to know what you think of these market readings. And I'm also really curious to know what you think is going to be happening with the market this coming week. Thank you so much for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.